Welcome to the MatrixQ podcast for the Golden Triangle of Entrepreneurship, the GTE tool. In the execution of our projects dedicated to social entrepreneurship to create a positive impact in nature, in societies and economies, we need to face complexity. Sustainability is a very complex thing to deal with. If you have the time to visit the website of the United Nations and read about the 17 Sustainable Development Goals and study with care the targets of all of these goals and review the matrix of information of challenges and interconnections, dependencies that exist between one goal and the other, between one pressing issue and the other, between one solution and the other, then you will realize that it is important for us, if we are about to engage in sustainable development, to be able to understand complexity and work with complexity, to process complexity. And complexity starts within ourselves. Because the first complexity you need to work on is not necessarily the complexity that you see outside in the world, because of you see a problem you want to solve, or a community you want to care for, or an opportunity in which you can enhance, optimize the quality of life of people, of communities, of organizations. Because before you start engaging into action, you need to know yourself. If you are an impact agent and you have this gift of creativity and leadership and design, then you can bring it to the world. If you have a team, because you have a company or you have friends in a community or in your own family, and you all want to engage into a project together, then the thing you need to do is just to execute it, right? But then there is between intention and action a space in between that is process. The process necessary for execution, for which collaboration and communication are extremely important. And here, you will need to face another great complexity, the complexity of human factor, the complexity of gender, the complexity of a diversity of mindsets, a diversity of skills, perceptions of value, knowledge, attitudes, abilities to engage, commitments, and interests. Because everybody sees opportunities when there are challenges. But opportunities for what? Which are the values we have? Why we are here together? And the question has to be answered in a holistic way. The MatrixQ Golden Triangle of Entrepreneurship will help you develop that holistic way to manage complexity with simple tools. To have a balance between wealth generation, mission statement, and the values and principles you want to act with, to execute your project with. But once you have that foundation and that clarity, still you need to deal with the complexity of a team working together. How your team manages its time, how you manage the process. And one of the very important things we have learned in the last century is of the great potential that has humanity and the power of creativity And more important than that, the power that two together, male and female skills, can achieve, can develop. In natural life, in a great percent of the cases, we need a male and a female to come together to create more life. The principles of creativity are in nature all the time, as well as they are in humans. These principles for co-creation imply that communication and collaboration with a clear intention of appreciation and caring for each other will produce as an outcome something beautiful, life. In the same sense, the combination of male and female skills will produce balance and life. If you use only understanding, skills, impulse, created by your left brain alone, then the outcome will not be complete, as if you would use only your right brain, the right side of your brain. Or if you would use the back side of your brain, focusing mostly on survival. So, depending on which personal resources you use, your intuition, your creativity, your emotions, your sensitivity, your feelings, your empathy, your ability of perception, your language, or your mathematical knowledge, your structures, your blueprints, your goal-oriented mindset, or your process-oriented mindset. You can go to any extreme of a male set of skills and a female set of skills. But we know that for us, in order to achieve balance, it is important, it is necessary to combine both male and female skills. It is only when both sides of the brain work in synchrony, in harmony, that we reach our best potential of creativity, that we develop a greater intelligence, the ability to solve problems using our full potential. But if we have barriers in our ability to deal with our own emotions, or in our ability to execute plans with a timeline by setting goals and milestones, if we have no ability to perceive the process of collaboration and communication between our own team members or communities, if we have lost the ability of being empathic to the needs and to the skills, to the abilities, to the knowledge of other people, to the value of the contributions, if we have no ability to deal with complexity, it's because we still didn't understand the complexity within ourselves, individually or in our teams. And there is where we solve the first challenge. Because for us to achieve through execution and create an impact in the world we want to solve, we need a team that works together, that is aligned to a mission statement, to a set of values, to the ability to generate impact and generate wealth, success. A sustainable economic growth makes sense if it is aligned with an increase of the quality of life, with sustainability principles, circularity, a balance in life, to clear mission statements and values. And today, if it's compliant with the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And certainly, and I have heard that many times already from entrepreneurs and investors, the complexity of the Sustainable Development Goals, the challenges that represent the global pressing issues we need to address, make it for the creative and entrepreneurial minds of our time used to focus on profit and economic growth alone, a great sense of uncomfortable situation. It's uncomfortable to deal with such a thing. It's complex, it's not easy, it's tedious, the outcome is not so clear, the variables are always changing. It's not so simple and require from a level of engagement, commitment, passion that has not to do necessarily with your own individual interests, with your ego, or with your selfish attitude for life. Because it's not about you anymore. It's about the human species. It's about the balance in nature. It's about the future generations. It's about accountability. It's about solving challenges that previous generations have created for us. And probably that you still, with your attitude, keep creating. If we are about to solve those challenges that will create the future we want for us, for all of us, for nature, for humanity all around the world, for societies and cultures all around the world that acknowledge and respect them as equals, then we need to start by understanding ourselves. The SDG 5, gender equality, give us a great opportunity to do a step forward in this understanding. Because gender equality means to take both sets of skills as equal and necessary and important for us to create the outcome of sustaining life in our planet, in our business, in our community. In this new dimension of gender equality applied for change management, for innovation, for creativity, there is still so much to do. When communication, collaboration can be optimized if we manage both sets of skills, male and female, within ourselves, individually and collectively, then we have a great opportunity to enhance our performance and achieve our goals earlier, with more balance, with more harmony. Innovate, create solutions that are more sensitive and adequate for the type of challenges and difficulties we have to face, for the goals we have, the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. So, gender equality is for us an opportunity. At the MatrixQ Ecosystem, we have few rules for this and few projects. Internally, we have a clear program and guidelines for decision making. In principle, our main intention is to have a team made of 50% men and 50% women. But we also are gender diverse. We are not limiting our perception of the human being to two genders only, if we talk in simple and general terms. Diversity has great value. We also need to consider balance and opportunity for both of them to create together. For us, there is a principle. We are not polarizing genders. Our team members have a greater value for us if we are able to work together, men and women together, to co-create, to collaborate with each other, to combine both skills sets within themselves but also within teams to create a greater outcome. If we are able to listen to each other, to collaborate with each other, to create together, to create an impact together. As an organization, we have also a very strong policy to prevent discrimination. And discrimination is not only about gender. It's also about cultures. It's also about academic degrees. It's also about amount of wealth or money that people has in the bank accounts. It's also about residence permits or national origins, race, abilities or disabilities. Discrimination is also about generations, has many forms. We are by definition an inclusive organization that value complexity and diversity. In the same way that the forest is open to all that set of diverse species living together, creating balance in the interaction with each other, disrupting each other but also helping each other to enhance and create a better quality of life. Is it in the forest where I am now that we can learn about those principles? I don't see in the forest today, now, male trees in one corner and female trees in the other corner discussing each other why the forest is not alive anymore. I don't see that. I don't see that type of polarization. Because it does not exist. That polarization is a construction. The polarization is only in our minds. Because even in your brains, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, you have both sets of competences and a lot more. That complexity of being human, of understanding our own journey in life, our own potential and future, is so important to solve for ourselves. Consider that 90% of the world, as we have data today, is not fully aware of their own competences and skills and purpose in life. That they have no clarity about what they want to do in life and why, and which are the skills they have, the potential they have, what they want to develop from themselves. And this lack of clarity makes our challenge more challenging. It is therefore important that we understand ourselves and our own competences and skills and develop a plan for personal development, for personal growth, in which we constantly evolve and improve ourselves and design who we are. The MatrixQ Ecosystem has set a number of games for its own ecosystem that can help its members simulate challenges and situations in which they need to use a holistic set of competences. The MatrixQ Golden Triangle of Entrepreneurship as a tool helps you also do an assessment of your own resources and skills and understand the challenges you have, the barriers you have, the blind spots you have, and design a path for your own future. To measure, predict, enhance, and optimize your own learning journey, your own learning curve. In this way, when we solve our own complexity and we have that awareness of our own limitations, it is more easy for us to give value to those in our teams, families, or communities that are complementary to us, those that have those strengths that we do not have, those that know things that we do not know. We need to learn to be humble in order to see in the others that type of knowledge, skills, resources that we do not have, and be able to say, let's work together, let's help each other. Diversity, one more time, has a great value. To understand humanity is not as simple as we can imagine. It's not only about waking up every day in the morning, going to work and coming back home. We have enough scientific knowledge to be aware of how life is sustained through complex systems that are working in harmony. These complex systems in our own biology, in our own thinking, our cognition, in the ecosystems we live, in the society we live, in the planet we live, are independent, interdependent, connected to each other. And it's through the understanding and our ability to manage these complex systems, to contribute with the natural way life works, that we can create a positive impact. But today, and you all need to understand this, today, still from a scientific perspective, we still need to learn so much from complex systems. For example, the immune system in humanity. And we can create an image, a metaphor, and say the immune system in ecosystems. The immune system of the planet, the immune system of a company or of a culture, we still do not know because we still don't know so much about human beings. We still are not, as a human species, able to manage our own resources and potential, to unleash our full potential. And we know, by unleashing our full potential, we thrive, we are happy, we excel. We create, we become abundant, and we develop a wealth, another type of wealth that is related to our happiness, to our creativity, to our personal growth, to the impact we can create individually to the world. Which brings us to a very important point, that unless we know the direction we're going in life, would be very easy to lose the path, to get lost. We need a clear North Star. We need a clear mission. We need a clear path, a purpose. And this purpose, this mission may become clear in our heads, but not yet in our feelings, in our actions, in our engagement, in what we are ready to give, to stand, to endure, to adapt ourselves for. And if we are able to decide that we have a mission, a purpose, and that we want to do everything that's necessary to achieve those goals, then we also need to be ready to have a life in balance in relation to our own goals, in our own mission. Because it wouldn't be consistent. It wouldn't be consistent to engage into creating balance in the world and having no balance in your own life. It is only through a work-life balance, which includes your family, your community, and nature. Yes. And let's shift the term work-life balance to family, work, life, community, nature balance. And therefore, happiness. If we are skillful to achieve our goals in balance with our lives, then we produce a lot greater benefits and a good example to new generations. Because then we are able to act and create in alignment to what we know it's important. Otherwise, we become only the projection of a thought in time. Nothing else than that. Not a living knowledge. What we need is a living impact, not a concept that is communicated and repeated by everyone around us. It needs to be a living experience, the creation of impact, the creation of harmony, of balance in a positive manner. Positive impact in nature, in societies and economies should be an experiential process, an experiential impact, an experiential journey in which what we do is a natural outcome of what we are today in our lives. And certainly, everyone has still much to learn. Everyone has weaknesses, has strengths, has challenges, barriers, patterns to overcome, to transform, difficulties. And we are not here to judge your challenges, your weaknesses, or your difficulties, or your patterns. We're here to empower you to understand that your engagement in your own achievements, in your own work, in your own goals, your intention is from now on sustained and supported by your community, by your network. And this is the thinking behind the MatrixQ ecosystem. It is not about how many challenges we have and how much we need to learn, because we all have to. It's about how can we together as a collective hold on the intention of growing, learning, and evolving. The possibility of failure is not a threat. It's only a sign of an opportunity for learning. At the MatrixQ ecosystem, we are not afraid of failure. Failure is an opportunity for learning. We're certainly focusing on learning fast and accelerating the learning curve, being more precise in our strategies and our experiences in our learning activities, because we want to create this positive impact in the world. But the same way that we can be successful in the process of learning, we also need to be successful in the process of achieving. We have proved since the year 1993 the impact that the knowledge we are working on has. From youth to entrepreneurs to communities to small organizations of 150 people and to small corporations to international organizations or national organizations, our tools, our knowledge has been shared in so many levels of the system and has helped already so many people to achieve their goals. So today is for us a sign, is a meaning to say that MatrixQ Solutions can provide to you a set of knowledge, competences, skills, tools that will help you achieve more impact. It's a sign of the stage of development of our organization, of our knowledge. It's a sign of the point of maturity we have achieved with our tools and their use. We have simplified 30 years of multidisciplinary research into one single tool, the golden triangle of entrepreneurship. It means that today you can learn in 3 hours how to use a tool that can change dramatically the destination of your life, your business, and your work. And that's why I'm saying, for us, it's a moment in which we see the signs of our work, the development of our work. We see the meaning that exists behind our actions and our services and products. We see the impact that we can create today. But we will create that impact only if you decide to explore and utilize this tool. Because we could have the best of solutions in the world for you, but unless you use it, then there's no impact. So it's important for us that you give attention to that curiosity stream in you, to that interest you have in something new. so that we can help you create more impact, enhance your strategic management. Management of yourself, of your team, of your community, of your impact plan, of your timeline, of your roadmap, of your own family, of your own life. Because this wonderful tool will help you have a holistic, balanced success, creating a positive impact in nature, societies, and economies. Welcome to the MatrixQ podcast for the Golden Triangle of Entrepreneurship, the GTE tool.